A horse walks into a bar, and the barman says, "Why the long face?" And the horse says, "Well, when I was 13 years old, I had a best friend. His name was Declan. We went to nursery together, so we knew each other since we were about 3 years old. We were inseparable. We were on a school trip. We went to the cinema. We were supposed to go and see James Bond, but the screen was full up, and only some of us would have been able to see James Bond. So we went to see Garfield, because that was the only one that had enough room for the whole school. We saw Garfield. It was alright. It was the one where Bill Murray voiced Garfield. During the film, Declan said he was going to go to the toilet and that he was going to get a drink and some crisps on his way back. He asked me if I wanted anything. I said, salt and vinegar discos if they've got any. If not, then popcorn. I hadn't finished my first drink, and it was really big, so it would have lasted me a while anyway. Just the discos would be fine. He went to the bathroom. He had been gone for about 5 minutes. It wasn't uncommon for Declan to take his time, so I thought nothing of it. But then his phone started ringing in the chair next to me. I thought, he must have just forgotten to take it to the bathroom with him, so I rejected the call without really giving it a second thought, and focused on the film again. The phone rang again. I looked at the screen, and it was withheld. I got up and walked towards the toilet with the phone to see if I could find Declan and give him his phone in case the call was important. As I was walking through the hall, it rang again, so I answered to tell them I was about to meet Declan and that I'd put him on straight away. I said, "Hello, sorry, Declan has went to the toilet and left his phone in the cinema. I'm on my way to give him it right now. I'll only be a minute." But I wasn't prepared for what was about to happen. "Hello, it's Declan. I'm phoning from a payphone." It was Declan who was on the phone. He obviously knew his mobile number, or at least he had it written down somewhere. Perhaps, for example, he had it saved as a note on his iPod. I wasn't sure. "How am I speaking to you? Where are you, Declan?" I asked. The reason I asked him this is because I was speaking to him on his phone, but it was me who was using his phone and not him, so I didn't understand. He said, "I don't have time to explain just now, but this is the last time you will ever hear from me. I'm not even supposed to be talking to you right now, but I couldn't leave without letting you know that you were the best friend I ever had, and that I need you to forgive me. Forgive you for what I asked. I can't explain now, but you'll find out over time. I'm about to die, and nothing can prevent it. I'm sorry. Goodbye." I heard a gunshot and a crowd of people cheering. I dropped the phone and fell to my knees. I didn't know what to do. Eventually, I got back up. I ran into the cinema and I told my teachers what had happened. The next couple of months went by in a flash. I don't remember a thing. Suddenly, it's Christmas, and I'm sitting at the table, surrounded by my family. But something seemed off. They weren't blinking. I said, I have to go to the bathroom, but they wouldn't let me leave. So my instinct told me to retch, to make it look as though I was about to vomit. They believed me, and they let me go to the bathroom to vomit. When I got into the bathroom, I locked the door and climbed out through the window. I ran as far as I could until I no longer knew where I was. I found a police station. I told them everything that had happened. They contacted my aunt who lived in Sweden, and she said I could stay with her for as long as I had to. I've lived with her for 10 years now. I never found out what happened to Declan. A few people have told me he wasn't real. He always looks different in photos than he does in my memory. I miss him. And the barman says, "What?" And the horse says, "You asked what was wrong. I had just remembered about my friend, and I was feeling quite upset. So..." And the barman says, "I just meant, like, why the long face? Like, because you're a horse? Have you not heard that joke?" And the horse says, "No, I've not heard it. How does it go?" And the barman says, "Well, a horse walks into a bar, and the barman says, 'Why the long face?' And it's funny because it's like, at first you think the horse is obviously upset, otherwise why would the barman say this? But then you remember that actually horses have naturally long faces, and the barman turns this into a sort of joke about how the horse's face is long, and he pretends that the horse is upset, you know, as like a sort of joke. And the horse says, "Oh, alright, I've not heard that one before. It's good." And the barman says, "Thanks very much." And the horse says, "It's fine, it's okay." And the barman says, "Is there anything else I can help you with?" And the horse says, "Can I get a Skittle bomb, please?" And the barman says, "Have you got any ID?" And the horse says, "No." And the barman says, "We can't serve you without ID, sorry." And the horse says, "Nay bother,